Good morning, dear students. So today we are going to start with the next part of the same chapter, which we were discussing in last class. That is the fundamental unit of life. So let's start with the next part. Today we have to deal with cell organelles. Now we all know that every living cell has a plasma membrane around it to keep the cell content separate from the external environment. Various cellular activities occurring inside the cell involve a number of biochemical reactions, interactions of biomolecules, and exchange of materials. These cellular activities occur in various reactions, interaction of biomolecules, and exchange of materials. These cellular activities occur in various compartments within a cell. In fact, large and more evolved cells or cells of the multicellular organism have a great deal of metabolic activities to support their complicated structure and function. So in that case, cells have a developed various membrane-bound cell organelles within themselves to keep different kinds of metabolic activities separate from each other. These membrane-bound subcellular components are called cell organelles. So except plasma membrane and cell wall, all other cell organelles are found embedded in the cytosol. Each cell organelle has a definite shape, structure, and function. These include plasma membrane, cell wall, nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, mitochondria, plastids, centrioles, cilia, and flagella, vacuoles, peroxisomes, etc. Presence of cell organelle is one of the features of the eukaryotic cells, which distinguishes them from the prokaryotic cells. We have already discussed plasma membrane, cell wall, and nucleus earlier in this chapter. Now we will discuss few other cell organelles. So let's start. First, which we have to deal today, that is endoplasmic reticulum. Now the endoplasmic reticulum is a large network of membrane-bound tubes and sheets. It looks like long tubules or round or oblong bags, vesicles. Clear? You can see the diagram. It is clearly visible. Now, if we discuss about its structure, then the endoplasmic reticulum is an extensive network of intracellular membrane-bound tubes and vesicles. Clear? Intracellular membrane-bound tubes and vesicles that occupies most of the cytoplasm in almost all eukaryotic cells. The membranes of this system are lipoproteinic in nature, similar in structure to the plasma membrane. The ER is more prominent in young and dividing cells as compared to older cells. It is absent in case of prokaryotic cells. Now, on the basis of its origin, its presence of ribosome, it is further divided into two, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum. You can see this is rough, you can see small dots, so that is rough endoplasmic reticulum, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now what is the difference? It looks rough under a microscope because it has particles called ribosomes attached to its surface. Ribosomes are site for protein manufacture. The manufactured proteins are then sent to various places in the cell depending on need using the endoplasmic reticulum. Now, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it helps in manufacture of fat molecules or lipids important for cell function. Some of these protein and lipid help in building cell membrane. This process is called membrane biogenesis. Some other proteins and lipids function as enzymes and hormones. Now, what is the specific difference between RER and SER? One by one, if we will see, like in case of ribosome, it is attached to cisternae, that tube-like structure attached to cisternae, whereas it is absent in case of SER. Second is components, mainly made up of cisternae and very few tubules. But here it is mainly made up of tubules and vesicles. Now, third, protein synthesis occurs and absent. Steroid and lipid synthesis absent and occurs. Now, occurrence, abundance in protein secreting cells like pancreatic cells, fibroblast, liver cells, etc. But in case of SER, abundance in lipid and steroid secreting cells like intestine cells, leukocytes, etc. Also known as granular ER because granules are there, ribosome, whereas in case of smooth endoplasmic reticulum, agranular ER. Connection continuous with nuclear membrane. It is joined with that nucleus membrane. But here, in case of smooth endoplasmic reticulum, this particular is associated with Golgi complex and plasma membrane. Clear? Next is functions of endoplasmic reticulum. Now, what are the some specific functions which is making this cell organelle very important? Like support, this ER or the ER act as supporting skeletal framework of the cell and also maintains its form. Clear? The structure, it is given by this particular cell organelle of the cell. Second, transport of materials. The endoplasmic reticulum facilitates transport of materials from one part of the cell to another. So they are helping as a mediator too for transporting materials. Third, exchange of materials. The ER helps in the exchange of materials between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. You can see that it is attached to the nucleus and it is where it is present in the cytoplasm. So for the transfer of materials, this particular endoplasmic reticulum is very helpful with the help of channels. Now, localization of organelles. It keeps the cell organelle properly stationed and distributed in relation to one another. Fifth, surface for protein synthesis. Obviously, the RER offers extensive surface on which ribosomes carry protein synthesis. Surface for synthesis of other substances. The SER provides surface for the synthesis of lipids, including phospholipids, cholesterol, and steroid hormones. Next, very important work, that is packaging. The protein formed on ribosome pass into ER lumen. Clear? Endoplasmic lumen. That gap is known as lumen. And where they are modified, then the modified protein move into the transitional area where the ER buds of transport vesicles carry the protein into Golgi apparatus. Here they are further processed and packaged into secretory vesicles for export by exocytosis at the plasma membrane. Example of secretory proteins include mucus, digestive enzymes, and hormones. Like you have seen in the factories, you all eat that packaged food. So first it will be it never comes into the raw state. It will go in a process. That means packaging will be there, and then through the different channels you get it through your market. So in the same way, this particular gland is also helping and transferring the materials by packaging them, by forming a vesicle, and with the help of channel, with the help of Golgi apparatus. So first it will cover it, membrane will form, whatever material they have to transfer, and then one by one, step by step, it will reach to the desired place. Next is detoxification. Again, very important. The SER brings about detoxification in the liver. Obviously, SER, as we discussed, in the fats and lipid. So the SER brings about detoxification in the liver. That is, it converts harmful materials like drugs, insecticides, pollutants, and poisons into harmless substances for excretion by the cell. If any harmful substances goes, then this particular cell help in detoxify the body. Formation of organelles, the SCR produces Golgi apparatus, lysosomes and vacuoles. So these are the things which is produced by SCR, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Other cell organelles like Golgi apparatus is one, lysosome is second, and vacuoles. Membrane formation, plasma membrane and other cellular membrane are formed by endoplasmic reticulum. So that's why this process is known as, we have already discussed, membrane biogenesis. Clear? So we are done with the function of endoplasmic reticulum and what is endoplasmic reticulum. So moving forward, now we have to understand what is a ribosome. So ribosome are dense, spherical and granular particles. Clear? Which occur freely in the matrix or cytosol or remain attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. Chemically, the major constituent of ribosomes are the ribonucleic acids, that is known as RNA, and proteins. Lipids are not present in ribosomes. Ribosomes are not bounded by a membrane. They are present both in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, except mammalian RBC. Clear? Now, what is the function? It has very important function, only one, that is synthesis of proteins. Ribosome plays a very important part in the synthesis of proteins. So this is the structure of ribosome. It is further divided into 70S and 80S, but that you need not to understand. So for now, just understand that its main function is protein synthesis, and it helps and it is present on the endoplasmic reticulum. Here. Next, very important cell organelle, that is Golgi apparatus. Now, what is this Golgi apparatus? It was discovered by Camillo Golgi in 1898. It is present in all eukaryotic cells except red blood cells, sperms of mammals. It is absent in prokaryotes. In animal cells, Golgi apparatus is usually located at a specific site close to the nuclear envelope. However, plant cells have many small Golgi complexes called dictyosome scattered throughout the cytoplasm. Now, if we discuss a little bit about the scientist, then Camillo Golgi was born at Corteno near Brescia in 1843. He studied medicine at the University of Pavia. After graduating in year 1865, he continued to work in Pavia at the Hospital of St. Matteo. At that time, most of his investigations were concerned with the nervous system, and in year 1872, he accepted the post of chief medical officer at the hospital for the chronicle sick at Abbiate Grasso. He first started his investigations into the nervous system in a little kitchen of this hospital, which he had converted into a laboratory. However, the work of greatest importance which Golgi carried out was a revolutionary method of staining individual nerve and cell structures. This method is referred to as the black reaction. This method uses a weak solution of silver nitrate and is particularly valuable in tracing the processes and most delicate ramifications of cells. All through his life, he continued to work on these lines, modifying and improving this technique. Golgi received the highest honor and awards in recognition of his work. He shared the Nobel Prize in year 1906 with Santiago Ramini Cazal for their work on the structure of the nervous system. So basically, Camillo Golgi was the scientist who first described or who first discovered Golgi apparatus. That's how name is given, Golgi apparatus. Now, as I already said, that in case of plant cells, Golgi complex is called as dictyosomes and it is scattered throughout the cytoplasm. Now next, origin, from where it originates. Golgi apparatus originates from the rough endoplasmic reticulum that has lost its ribosomes. From this RER arise transport vesicles which fuse with the saccule of the cis phase of the Golgi apparatus. This is why cis phase is also called the forming phase. Clear? In the diagram you can understand this is what? This is cis phase. Clear? So how origin happened? Golgi apparatus originated from rough endoplasmic reticulum that has lost its ribosome. After losing a ribosome, then from this RER arise transport vesicles which fuse with the saccule on the cis phase. This is saccule and this is fused with the, this is the cis phase and then the formation of vesicle. Now what will happen? This is why cis phase is also called forming phase. That's how the Golgi body's formation takes place. Now next, if we talk about structure, how it looks like, more or less it is very clear with the diagram. But the Golgi apparatus is a disc-shaped organelle consisting of a system of membrane-bound vesicles arranged approximately parallel to each other in a flattened sac-like saccule called cisternae. Clear? So these flattened saccule is known as cisternae. It is a parallel arrangement and this is known as cisternae. Finger-like projection or saccule is known as cisternae. Short tubules arise from the periphery of the cisternae. Some of these enlarge at their ends to form vesicles, which lie near the end and concave surface of the Golgi apparatus. Clear? Some of them will enlarge and it will form a vesicle. Clear? You can see in the diagram. Now next, the two poles of Golgi complex are called cis phase and trans phase, which acts as receiving and shipping department respectively. The cis phase is usually near the ER. You can see in the diagram which is the cis phase. The cis phase is usually near the ER, that is endoplasmic reticulum. The cisterns are free of ribosome and have swollen ends. They look like the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Secretory material reach the Golgi apparatus from the SER by way of transport vesicle, which bud off from the SER and fuse with the Golgi cistern on the cis phase. The secretory material are processed in the Golgi apparatus. These then arise as secretory vesicles from the trans phase of the Golgi complex that carry them to their destination inside and outside of the cell. So I think it is very clear with the diagram that they will bring the material, whatever material they have to carry. It will come from smooth endoplasmic reticulum in the vesicle form, transport vesicles reaching forming phase, then it will come inside and then it will reach to another phase, that is trans phase, and it will then go to the other side of the cell. So in that way, transportation, so it is a kind of channel. Processing will happen inside the Golgi body and then after processing it will reach to the desired place. So if we talk about function, then first is packaging of materials. Obviously We all know that Golgi apparatus is metabolically very active and many functions have been assigned to it. So first, if we discuss, that is packaging of materials. The Golgi complex modifies, sorts, and packages the materials coming from the ER or endoplasmic reticulum or synthesized in the Golgi itself. Packaging involves wrapping the material by a membrane, forming transport vesicles. The material meant for export to be sent out of the cell are enclosed in the secretory vesicle. The later release their secretions by exocytosis. The materials so packaged include enzymes, mucus, proteins, lactoprotein of milk, pigment, granules in pigment cells, hormones, etc. So these are some of the materials which generally transfers from by the endoplasmic reticulum, then it will reach to Golgi, and then Golgi will transfer it to other phase. Next, what is the most important? So packaging part is done by Golgi apparatus. Next is synthesis of organelle. That is also correct. Golgi apparatus is also involved in the synthesis of cell wall, plasma membrane, and lysosomes. Since we all know that it is originated by endoplasmic reticulum only. Next, very important function, that is acrosome formation. Golgi complex give rise to the acrosome in an animal sperm, the head of the sperm. So that is also formed with the help of this Golgi complex. Formation of yolk. So it produces yolk in eggs. That is also done by this particular organelle, that is Golgi apparatus. Now, next organelle which we have to discuss today, that is lysosomes. Now, what is this lysosome? How this lysosome is very important, and what is the role of this lysosome is very important. So, before heading, we have to understand what it is. You can see the diagram, you will understand. Membrane is there, enzymes are there, and transport proteins are there. Lysosomes are simple, tiny, spherical sac-like structures evenly distributed in the cytoplasm. They are present everywhere in the cytoplasm. Each lysosome is a small vesicle surrounded by a single membrane and contains powerful enzymes. That is the main thing present inside the lysosome. These enzymes are capable of digesting or breaking down all organic materials. Lysosomal enzymes are made by RER. Again, the enzymes from where they are able to produce, that is by RER. Now, what are the functions of this lysosomes? First of all, lysosomes serve as intracellular digestive system, hence called digestive bags. Actually, they destroy any foreign material which enter the cells, such as bacteria and virus. In this way, they protect the cells from bacterial infection. Second most important function, lysosomes also remove the worn out and poorly working cellular organelles by digesting them to make a way for their new replacements. In this way, they remove the cell debris and are also known as demolition squads, scavengers, and cellular housekeepers. Thus, lysosomes form a kind of garbage disposal system of the cell. Third, during breakdown of cell structure, when the cells gets damaged, lysosomes may burst and enzymes eat up their own cells. Therefore, lysosomes are also known as suicide bags of a cell, because this is the only cell which bursts and destroy or which eats their own material by releasing the enzyme. Now, what if we talk about some of the significance of lysosome? Then in case of WBC or leukocyte, cells of leukocytes digest foreign protein, bacteria, and viruses because of this. Autophagy, if we say, then during starvation, if cell is starving, then this lysosome digests stored food content such as protein, fats, and glycogen of the cytoplasm and supply the necessary amount of energy to the cell. In case of frog, if we say metamorphosis, during the transformation of tadpole into a frog, The embryonic tissue such as gills and tails are digested by the lysosomes and utilized by other body cells. In fertilization too, the lysosomal enzyme present in the acrosome of the sperm cells digests the limiting membrane of the ovum. Thus, the sperm is able to enter the ovum and start the fertilization. So that's how this lysosome is very important. And today we'll be stopping. We will complete rest of the topic in next class. So till lysosomes you have to study. Please prepare all the notes and complete your work. If you have any doubt, then do write. Thanks. Happy learning.